There is a lie that has been sold to you wrapped in heavy metal and packaged in a sleek matte black envelope. It is the lie that you can beat the house. It is the belief that if you play your cards right, literally, you can travel like a millionaire on a receptionist's salary. We call it travel hacking or credit card churning, but let's call it what it really is. The gamification of your financial ruin. You think you are the player racking up high scores in the form of points and miles. But look at your bank account, not your points balance. You are not the player. You are the product. I need to make a confession. A few years ago, I sat on the floor of my apartment holding a piece of brushed stainless steel that weighed exactly 17 grams. It was a premium travel card. You know the one that makes a satisfying clank when you drop it on the dinner table. I felt a surge of dopamine so potent it felt like a drug. I had just unlocked a 100,000 point sign-up bonus. In my mind, I was winning. I was a strategist. I had just booked a first-class suite to Tokyo for free, but here is the ugly truth I didn't put on Instagram. To unlock that bonus, I had spent $4,000 in 3 months on things I did not need. I bought a new espresso machine I rarely used. I upgraded my wardrobe for a job I didn't like. I paid for dinners where I picked up the check just to get the points. Venmoing friends who forgot to pay me back. When I finally sat in that first-class seat sipping warm champagne at 30,000 feet, I realized I had $0 in my emergency fund. I was flying first class to a destination I couldn't afford with luggage full of clothes I bought on credit, returning to a life where I lived paycheck to paycheck. I wasn't a travel hacker. I was a broke person with a very high credit limit. And that brings me to the question we are too afraid to ask ourselves in the mirror. At what point did we start believing that a credit card company's loyalty program was a substitute for actual wealth? When did we decide that status gold, platinum, diamond was more important than solvency? We are trading our financial freedom for an airline amenity kit. We are prioritizing the perception of a wealthy lifestyle over the reality of a wealthy bank account. We have to look at the machinery behind this. Why are we all so obsessed? It is not just you and it is not just me. This is a masterful stroke of behavioral psychology and societal conditioning. We are living in the era of the optically wealthy. Social media has created a devastating feedback loop where we see our peers in the Maldives in the Centurion Lounge or unboxing luxury goods, and we assume they have cracked the code. We assume they have money. In reality, they just have debt and points. The banks have weaponized the concept of gamification. They know that the human brain, specifically the primitive part of our brain, loves a progress bar. We love filling up the meter. We love reaching the next level. By turning spending into a game where every dollar spent earns you a point, they have successfully dissociated the pain of paying from the act of purchasing. When you pay with cash, you feel the loss. When you pay with a points card, you feel a gain. You feel like you are earning something. It is a brilliant, terrifying psychological trick. You aren't spending money, you're building status. The statistics on this are staggering, though rarely discussed in the travel hacking forums. Americans are currently drowning in over $1 trillion of credit card debt. Yet at the same time, there are billions of dollars worth of unredeemed points sitting in loyalty accounts. Think about that paradox. We are paying 25% interest on debt to earn 2% back in rewards. We are hemorrhaging cash to earn a currency that the banks can devalue overnight. We are the hamsters in the wheel running faster and faster, thinking we are going somewhere because the digital numbers on the screen are going up, but the wheel isn't moving, and the cage is getting expensive. Let's dismantle this machine. Let's look at the 7 specific rewards that are designed to look like gifts, but act like traps. The sign-up bonus, the gateway drug. Let's start with the most intoxicating trap of them all, the sign-up bonus. It's the headline. Spend $4,000 in the first 3 months and get $750 worth of travel. It sounds like free money. It sounds like a return on investment that would make Warren Buffett blush. Your brain lights up. You do the mental gymnastics immediately. Well, I have to buy groceries and gas anyway, right? I can easily hit that spend. But here's the psychology at play. The bank sets that threshold, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, just slightly above your natural spending limit. It is designed to stretch you. It creates a gap of anxiety. You get 2 months in and you realize you're $500 short. Panic sets in. You don't want to lose the bonus. So what do? You manufacture spending. You buy the new headphones. You prepay for a gym membership you won't use. You justify the unjustifiable. The hard truth is that if you spend even $1 more than you normally would have to chase a bonus, the math breaks. If you spend an extra $500 on unnecessary fluff to unlock a $500 bonus, you haven't made $500. You have broken even. But now you own $500 worth of junk you have to store, clean, or move. And that's the best case scenario. The worst case is you carry a balance. If you carry that $4,000 on your card for even a few months, at typical interest rates, the interest payments will cannibalize the value of that bonus entirely. You worked hard to spend money. You didn't have to earn a bonus that you immediately paid back to the bank in interest. Ask yourself this: if there were no bonus attached, would you have bought that item today? If the answer is no, you didn't win the game. The marketing team did. Instead of chasing a sign-up bonus, try to automate a text. Every time you want to buy something non-essential, transfer that exact amount to a high-yield savings account. Watch your actual cash pile grow. That is a bonus that never expires. The lounge access, the illusion of VIP. Next, we have the status symbol of the modern traveler, complimentary airport lounge access. We love this one. It makes us feel special. We breeze past the gate lights, flash our heavy card, and enter the sanctuary of free Wi-Fi and buffet food. It strokes our ego. It separates us from the masses. It whispers you have arrived. But let's look at the reality of the modern lounge. Have you been to one lately? They are more crowded than the terminal. You are standing in line for 20 minutes to get into a room where you will stand in another line to get lukewarm scrambled eggs and a well vodka tonic. The exclusivity is gone because everyone has the card now. But the cost remains. Here's the hard truth. To get this free access, you are paying an annual fee of $500, $600, nearly $700. You are prepaying for a club membership that you use maybe 4 times a year. And because you have access, you alter your behavior. You arrive at the airport 2 hours early to get your money's worth. You sit in a crowded room consuming calories you didn't want and alcohol you didn't need just because it is free. You are valuing your time at zero. You are wasting hours of your life in a glorified cafeteria to justify a credit card fee. Is eating generic hummus in a windowless room really worth a $600 annual subscription? Or are you just paying for the right to feel superior to the people sitting at the gate? The swap here is brutal but liberating. Cancel the card, take that $600 and keep it. When you travel, if you're hungry, go to a nice restaurant in the terminal. Buy a quality meal and a glass of good wine. It will cost you $50. You can do that 12 times a year before you hit the cost of the annual fee. Pay as you go. Be a free agent, not a captive member. The airline miles, the currency of inflation. Point number 3 is the holy grail: airline miles. We hoard these like dragons sitting on gold. We treat miles like a savings account for our future memories. We tell ourselves, I'm saving these for my honeymoon, or I'm saving these for a trip to Europe in 3 years. It feels responsible. It feels like deferred gratification. But miles are not gold. They are a fiat currency issued by a company that controls both the supply and the value, and the airlines are printing money like there is no tomorrow. This is the hard truth of devaluation. An award ticket that cost 50,000 miles 5 years ago now costs 120,000 miles. Airlines have switched to dynamic pricing, which is a fancy way of saying inflation on steroids. Your hoard of miles is losing value every single day it sits unused. Furthermore, the availability game is rigged. The saver awards, the ones the blogs tell you about, are practically non-existent. You find yourself contorting your life to fit the airline's schedule. You fly on a Tuesday in November with 2 layovers just to use your points. You are letting a loyalty program dictate your life schedule. You aren't traveling where you want, when you want. You are traveling where the algorithm allows you to go. Here is the question. Are you planning a trip based on where you want to go? Or are you planning a trip based on where your points can take you? Those are 2 very different lives. The alternative is cashback. It's boring. It's unsexy. No one makes YouTube videos about 2% cashback. But cash never devalues. Cash has no blackout dates. Cash works on every airline, at every hotel, and at every local restaurant. Cash is freedom. Points are handcuffs. The statement credits, the coupon book. This brings us to the most insidious evolution of premium cards, the coupon book model. Cards used to give you perks. Now they give you statement credits. $10 a month for Uber, $20 a month for dining, $50 every 6 months for a department store. The psychology here is sunk cost fallacy. You look at the annual fee and think, well, if I use all these credits, the card pays for itself. So what do? You find yourself ordering Uber Eats on a Tuesday night when you have a fridge full of food just to use the $10 credit. You browse the Saks Fifth Avenue website looking for a pair of socks that cost exactly $50, so you don't waste your benefit. The hard truth is that this is lifestyle creep disguised as savings. If you weren't already spending money at Saks, that $50 credit isn't a savings. It is a lure to get you to shop. You are buying overpriced salads and designer keychains to break even on a credit card. You are letting a bank dictate your consumption habits. You are effectively paying a subscription fee to be advertised to. It is a monthly chore list, not a reward. You have turned your financial life into a scavenger hunt, where the prize is your own money. Ask yourself, if you canceled the card today, Would you still subscribe to all these services and shop at all these stores? If the answer is no, then the credits are worthless. The swap, budget for your needs based on reality, not coupons. If you want takeout, buy takeout. But don't let a use it or lose it credit force you to spend $15 on delivery fees to save $10 on a burger. The category multipliers, the spending justification. Let's talk about 4x on dining and 3x on travel. This creates a cognitive distortion known as the justification of the unnecessary. When you know you are getting 4 points per dollar at a restaurant, your brain calculates the discount immediately. Oh, it's basically 4% off, plus I'm earning points toward that trip. It lowers the barrier of resistance to spending money. You start to view spending as earning. You offer to pick up the tab for the whole table. You order the extra appetizer. You choose the more expensive hotel because it gets 5x points. The hard truth is simple math. To earn $40 worth of points at a 4x multiplier, you have to spend $1,000. You are parting with $1,000 of your hard-earned wealth to get back $40 of fake currency. The house always wins this trade. If you cook at home, you save $800. That is a 100% return on your money. No credit card multiplier in the world can compete with the savings of simply not spending the money. We have to stop thinking we can outsmart the math. The banks offer these multipliers because they have the data. They know that people with high multiplier cards spend significantly more in those categories than people who pay with cash. They are incentivizing your lack of discipline. Here is the question for the comment section. Have you ever bought something more expensive just because it earned more points? Be honest. The swap is the cash envelope system or a digital equivalent. Give yourself a dining budget. When it runs out, you stop eating out. No amount of 4x points justifies going over budget. Hotel status, the loyalty handcuffs. Point 6 is the trap of hotel loyalty status. You chase the nights. You do mattress runs, literally checking into a local hotel and leaving the room empty just to hit the 50-night threshold for platinum status. You convince yourself that the free breakfast and the potential room upgrade are worth it. But let's look at the opportunity cost. By committing to a chain, let's say Marriott or Hilton, you blind yourself to the rest of the world. You go to Paris, one of the most beautiful cities on earth, and you stay in a generic glass tower in the business district because you need the points. You miss out on the charming boutique hotel in the Latin Quarter that costs half the price. You miss out on the Airbnb with the view of the Eiffel Tower. The hard truth is that status is a tax on your experiences. You are paying a premium to stay in standardized corporate environments. You are paying more to ensure that your room in Bangkok looks exactly like your room in Cleveland. Is that travel? Or is that fear? Fear of the unknown medicated by the familiarity of a hotel loyalty program. And that free breakfast. You likely paid an extra $50 a night for the room rate at that chain compared to a local option. That is a very expensive bowl of oatmeal. Ask yourself, do you want to be a traveler or do you want to be a diamond member? The swap, be a travel agnostic. Book the hotel that offers the best value, the best location, and the best vibe. Ignore the brand. The freedom of choice is the ultimate luxury, not a late checkout. Purchase protection, the fear sale. Finally, number 7, the one responsible consumers love to cite: purchase protection and insurance. I put it on my card because it has extended warranty and return protection. It sounds smart, it sounds prudent, but this triggers the endowment effect. Because you feel protected, you are more willing to make risky or expensive purchases. You buy the gadget you aren't sure about because I can always return it, or if it breaks, Amex has my back. It reduces the friction of the purchase. The hard truth. Have you ever tried to file a claim? It is a bureaucratic nightmare designed to make you give up. You need original receipts, manufacturer warranties, repair estimates, and months of patience. Most people never file the claim. The banks know this. They sell you the feeling of safety knowing the breakage rate. The percentage of people who actually use the benefit is microscopic. You are paying annual fees and higher interest rates for an insurance policy that is practically unusable. The question is, are you buying things you can't afford to replace? If you can't afford to replace the item if it breaks, you probably can't afford the item in the first place. The swap is an emergency fund. Self-insure. When you have $10,000 in the bank, you don't need to worry if your blender breaks 2 days after the warranty expires. You can just buy a new one. That is real peace of mind. Now I want to take a step back. If you are feeling defensive right now, or if you are feeling foolish, I want you to stop. Take a breath. This system is not designed to be fair. It is designed by geniuses with PhDs in behavioral economics to bypass your logic and tap directly into your desire for reward and status. It is not your fault that you fell for it. We all have. I did. The desire to win is human. The desire to travel and see the world is beautiful. But we have to separate the dream from the mechanism. The credit card companies have hijacked our dreams and sold them back to us for a 25% APR. This isn't about cutting up all your cards and living in a cave. It is about waking up. It is about realizing that the best rewards program in the world is a healthy savings account. The best status symbol is zero debt. The most exclusive club is the one where you own your time and your choices, not a bank. So here's my challenge to you for this week. Pick one reward behavior we talked about. Maybe it's the dining multiplier, maybe it's the lounge access. Look at it, Cole. Look at the numbers. And ask yourself, is this serving me or am I serving it? If you found value in this reality check, and you want to join a community of people who are opting out of the game to build real wealth, hit that subscribe button. But do it because you want to, not because you get points for it. Don't spend your life picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. Put down the plastic, pick up your life, and stop playing a game that was rigged from the start.